Okay, so welcome back. This tutorial is a continuation of the while loops. So like you guys remember, when we looked at while loops, we said we use a while loop to repeat a block of code multiple times. And so we looked at the syntax of the while loop. We said we use the while keyword, and then we have what we call the condition, and then we have the block of code that we're trying to run, and then eventually we need a counter to increment our variable so that at some point the condition is going to be false. Otherwise you have an infinite loop. You might want to have an infinite loop, but most of the time you want your loop to terminate after reaching a certain condition. All right, so in today's lesson we are going to focus on use of multiple statements in a while loop. So this could be applicable in a game. Let's say you are building a game and you want to make decisions in that game. You could use a while loop with if statement. So to demonstrate this in today's lesson, what we're going to do is we're going to use if statements, if else statements inside the while loop to separate the even and odd numbers in a range of numbers. Let's say 1 to 10 or 1 to 20, whatever range that you want to check out. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here in Sublime Text like always. So the syntax for a while loop, let's say last time we said we create a variable. I'm going to call it x, and then I'm going to give it a value of 1. So because I want to count from 1 up to a given number, so that's why I'm giving it a value of 1. All right, so I'll use the while keyword, and then here I'm going to say x. This is the condition now. The while loop is going to check for this condition every time. So while x is less than or equal to 10, okay, this ensures that I'm going to count up to 10. All right, so while x is less than or equal to 10, I can put a space here between, right, so that my code looks clean. Now I'm going to put in the if statement. Now if x modulo 2, this means that if I divide x by 2, the remainder, do I have a remainder, is equal to 0. If the remainder is equal to 0, then obviously this is going to be an even number, right? If you divide the number by 2 and it doesn't give you a remainder, it simply means that's an even number. So we can say x, and then we put quotation marks and say is an even number. Okay, same thing. What if it's not an even number? Else it's x is what? X is an odd number. All right, so odd numbers are 1, 3, 5, 7, and so forth, and even numbers are 2, 4, 6, 8. All right, so as you can see, all right, so we need so far we have an incomplete while loop. This is an infinite while loop. If I try and run this will be infinite. It will run forever. But we want it to sort of like increment the x, so that at some point this condition will be false, so that it terminates this while loop. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a 1. You can decide to add 2 to the x. If you want to count like even numbers only, if you want to count odd numbers only, you can actually do that. But right now I just want to add a 1. Right, and so if I save this and run this down here, you will see that my program prints out this. It says 1 is an odd number, 2 is an even number, 3 is an odd number. So in real life 1 is really an odd number, right? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, these are odd numbers, and then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, these are even numbers. Right, so how did I manage to come up with a program like that can actually tell me these are even numbers and these are odd numbers? So what I've done is I've used the power of the while loop. Okay, so like we say, the while loop allows me to what? If you go back to this definition, it tells us that a while loop allows us to repeat a block of code multiple times. So what I'm doing here is I'm repeating this block of code through a range of numbers from 1, since x is 1, up to 10. So here x is going to be 1. Is 1 less than or equal to 10? Obviously it's less than or equal to 10, right? It's less than 10, so this is true, so it's going to get in here. and check out this condition in the if statement, and check out if 1, if you divide 1 divided by 2, does it give a remainder? Yes, it gives a remainder, so it's going to print out the else. So that's why 1 is printed out as 1 is an odd number. And then obviously it gets down to the counter, it increments the 1 and add another 1. So here x becomes 2, is 2 less than 10 obviously, and then it's going to check for this condition, and then so it's going to print this out, and that's why 2 is printed as an even number. And so it continues until this condition is false. So this is how you can manipulate the while loop. All right, so to continue with our lesson, let's check out this question. So here it says fill in the blanks to create a loop that increments the value of x by 2 and prints the even values. So you can increment by whatever value you want. So here we can say, what should we do? We should use a while loop, right? We should say while x is less than or equal to 20, and then we put a colon here. What do we want to do? We want to print x, but then we want to increment that x with 2. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Check it out. Boom, that's the correct answer. All right, so in our next lesson, we're going to look at how we can break or continue in a while loop. All right, until then, I'll see you in our next lesson. For now, I'm out. Bye-bye.